9:24 now. More than 70% of drivers admit they don't prepare their cars for winter weather. Well, joining me this morning is Steve Sargent with Milex and Complete Auto Care in Cary. Always great to see you, Steve. Because it's been so unseasonal for our weather patterns, you know, one day it's 70, the next day's... This really has fallen off people's radar in terms of winterizing their cars.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we've been wearing shorts off and on here for the last month or so. So, yeah, they're not thinking about how to prepare their car or what are some of the things you need to do to make sure you're safe when the weather turns and we get ice.
And the weather has turned, and the moment of truth is here. So you said 5 things people must do to winterize their car. Let's start with number 1.
This is washer fluid, and it has a de-icer in it. So when that windshield gets frosty or it gets ice on it, this helps melt that. It doesn't freeze when you spray it on the windshield. And you know how windshield wipers can get tore up if you try to, This helps make it more slushy and gets it off the windshield so that you don't have to drive with that little hole that you're looking through, which is dangerous.
I've done that many times.
Yeah, a lot of people have. This is antifreeze. If you've had any issues with your radiator, you might need to check your antifreeze because this will keep the engine block from freezing. We're going to go down in the 20s. It's real important. It can cause big damage to your car if you don't have the proper coolant and antifreeze in it.
Very important. Now, of course, all cars, this is like the heart of the car, the battery. If the battery's out, we got nothing.
That's right, and in the colder temperatures, it's a chemical reaction. It reacts slower, and with the cars that we have today, there's a lot of electronics on them, so it's important to get your battery tested. Most shops have a battery tester, and they can tell the health condition. If you haven't had it checked in over a year, I suggest getting it checked so it doesn't leave you somewhere.
And it doesn't cost you anything.
Checking it doesn't cost anything.
Absolutely.
No, absolutely.
And really, when it gets this cold, should we warm up our cars more than we usually do, or no?
You know, there's differing opinions about that. I think if for safety purposes, let's get the car warm, let's get the windows clear so that you can see. That's the most important part. What it does to the engine and transmission and stuff is really secondary.
And we mentioned windshield wipers. Snow ice can tear up a windshield wiper.
Yeah, and you know when we find this out is when we need them, you know, because we don't think about it when it's clear out and it's dry. So if you haven't had those changed in a while, it's probably a good time to get some of those on there to make sure that you can clear that stuff off and see the road.
Now, how often should people change their windshield wipers, you know, the weather notwithstanding?
It depends. If you park your car outside, you need to do it pretty frequently. If you park it inside, probably once a year, would probably do. You'll know when it starts to get streaky, it's time to do it.
And it's so important to have these items in your car year-round. Period. Just have them in your car.
Yeah.
Tell us what we got here.
Well, first of all, you got a scraper to get the frost off. A flashlight's always good to have because invariably you're in the dark and you can't see and you need something. And these are just for traction. It's a little bit of kitty litter and some salt that you make ice cream with.
And basically you throw it on your driveway or wherever you park your car.
Yeah, if the wheels are slipping, you throw it underneath the tires and it helps get traction so you can get moving again.
All right, really quickly, one biggest piece of advice for people as they winterize their cars.
I think you just need to take your time and be cautious and make sure you're doing the safe things so that you can see the road and that you can, if you're not sure, I wouldn't go out and drive. But if you have to, take your time, make sure you can see everything and be safe.
And make sure all this stuff is covered and you're winterizing your car. Steve, always great to see you, man. Take care. And we'll be right back.